Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and healthy. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain chapter number 3, that is MS Excel Essentials. What all we need in the MS Excel, how we do the editing, how we use the scroll bars, we will going to learn in this chapter. So first is the introduction. It is one of the most used software application and millions of people use it around the world. We use Excel to enter all sorts of data and perform mathematical calculations, statistical calculations. Excel has some basic features as all the spreadsheet programs have. It is also a grid consisting of rows and the columns organized and manipulating data also. They can also display the charts like pie chart, bar graphs, histograms, all we can make in this MS Excel program. Now, data types in MS Excel. When you create a new file, all the cells in the worksheet are of general type. This means that when you enter a new value, Excel tries to guess whether you wanted to enter text, numerical value or a data value. When you will type anything in any cell, it will going to guess whether you are typing a text value or a numerical value or a date value, and it will going to show a drop down list with all these expectations they are having. Excel allows you to present following types of a data in a cell. We are having types of the data in Excel that we will going to learn here. First is the text labels. The text is the only data type in an Excel that is by default. When you will type anything in any cell, it will be text only. Text can be numbers, alphabets, special symbols, punctuation marks. These all are the text. By default, it is a text assigned. It is mainly used for naming the table headers. हमें headers के नाम देने होते हैं. We used to take the text labels, descriptions, etc. Text data can contain either the letters, numbers, special characters such as exclamation mark or end mark or punctuation marks, special symbols, all comes under this text label. Secondly, we are having the numbers. This type of the data includes integers, fractions, percentage, currency, other types of the figures also. These are the most common data types in the worksheets. We normally use the numbers in the MS Excel program. Now, thirdly, we are having the whole value. If the data is a whole value such as 34 or 5763, Excel assigns the data to the right side of the cell. If your value is a whole number, you must have read about the whole numbers that does not have any fraction, that does not have any decimals. Those numbers are called the whole numbers. So if you are having any value of a whole value, then it will assign to the right of the cell. Now, value with a decimal. If you are having a value, if you are writing a value with a decimal sign in it, Excel assigns the data to the right side of the cell, including the decimal point, with the exception of a trailing 0. If it's 0, then it will not going to assign to the right side. If it's with a decimal point, the Excel will assign the value to the right hand side of the cell. For example, if you are writing 246.75, then 246.75 is displayed. If you are entering 246.70, however it appears 246.7 appears. It will not going to show you the 0 when you are writing 0 there after the 7. Now, date values. If you are enter a date such as 12/16, December 16 or 16 December, Excel automatically returns the value in a default date format. 16 December if you have not changed it in the cell, but the formula displays, but the formula bar will going to display it 12/16/2010. Okay, it will going to take the format of the date that is saved in the MS Excel, and it will going to display the date like this 12. First of all, it will going to display the month, then it will going to display the date, after that it will going to display the year. We call this format as MMDDYY, month, date and year. This is the format of the date that is saved in the MS Excel, and whenever we will going to write the date in a MS Excel, it will going to date the date in this MMDDYY format like this. For example, they have written 16th December, so it will going to take the like this. But in formula bar on the top of MS Excel, you can see in front of FX there is a white board. You can see there 12/16/2010. This is the default format of the MS Excel date. Now we are having the formulas. They are mathematical equations that work in combination of the data with another cells. Simple formulas are add, subtracting the numbers. Advanced formula performs the algebraic calculations. Spreadsheet functions are formulas that are built into Excel. In Excel, we are having lot of inbuilt formulas. We have to just write the values and we can use those formulas in our spreadsheet program directly. We need not to work on those algebraic equations. We need not to work on those subtracting equations or adding the equations. We have to just write the values and we have to apply the formula that is already saved in our MS Excel program. They are the inbuilt formulas. Now, when you want to move around in the MS Excel, it provides a number of ways to move around the sheet using the mouse and the keyboard. We can move with the help of the mouse and with the help of the keyboard. So first of all, we're going to see how we will move with the help of the mouse. You can easily move the insertion point by clicking in your text anywhere on the screen. You can click your text anywhere on the screen. Sometimes if the sheet is big, then you cannot see a place where you want to move. In such situations, you have to use the scroll bars. If your sheet is too long, you cannot move your insertion point here and there. So you have to take the help of the scroll bars, which we have discussed in the chapter 1 as well as in chapter 2 also. What are scroll bars? It moves our page up and down. So with the help of the mouse, we can move our page up and down. We can make any cell active with the help of the scroll bars, and we can move with the help of the mouse in anywhere in the sheet. Like this, you can see a picture. It's there. This is your scroll up. This is your vertical bar. This here you can see the vertical bar. When you are going to move it upwards, it will be scroll up. It will going to move your page upside. And this is your scroll down. So whenever you are going to move your vertical bar downwards, it will going to move the page downwards. And this is your horizontal bar. If you're going to move your horizontal bar to the left side, it will going to move your page to the left side, and if you will going to move your page to the right side, it will going to move the right side. So in this way the scroll bar works. Now moving with the scroll bars, as shown in the above screen capture, there are two scroll bars. You have seen all the scroll bars, one for moving vertically within the sheet and one for moving the horizontally. You have seen the two scroll bars. This is the first scroll bar and this is the second scroll bar, one for moving the upward screen and one for moving the horizontal screen. Using the vertical scroll bar, you may move upward one line by clicking the upward pointing scroll arrow. You can even move upwards with the help of the arrow key in the upward direction. It will going to move one line upwards. And in the same way, if you want to move one line downwards, you can take the help of the arrow key downwards. It will going to point your scroll bar downside. Now move one next page using a next page button. We are having a next page button at the foot. Move one previous page using a previous page button. We are having at the footnote. Use browse object button to move through the sheets going from one chosen object to the next chosen object. We can move like this. Now moving with the keyboard. With the help of the keyboard, we can also move on the screen. We can use some keyboard commands to move around the sheet and move our insertion point also. So you're going to see this keyboard commands now. First is your keyboard stroke. It's written here, and where the insertion point moves, it is shown you there. So if you're going to use this key, it will forward one box. If you're going to use this key, it will going to forward back one box. If you will going to use upward key, it will move your arrow up one box. If you're going to use the down arrow key, it will going to move your down one box. It will going to move one by box. Page up to the previous page, previous screen. You can use the page up directly and it will going to move to the previous screen. Page down to the next screen. Page down will directly show you to the next screen. Home will going to show you to the beginning of the current screen. Current screen पे starting कहाँ से हो रही है, that will going to point about the home command, and end button will going to keep your insertion point at the end of the current screen. You have to hold down the control key while pressing an arrow key, which moves the insertion point as described on the next slide. Now, if you're going to use the control key with the arrow keys, there are some functions, there are some commands that will be followed on the MS Excel. We learn them now. If you're going to press the control key and the right key, it will going to point your insertion point to the last box containing the data of the current row. If you're going to point the control key plus left key, it will going to point the insertion point to the first box containing the data of the current row. If you're going to point the control key plus the upward key, it will going to point your insertion point to the first box containing the data of the current column. If you're going to point your control key with the downward key, it will going to point your last insertion point to the last box containing data of the current column. Now after this, you can even press Control plus page up key to the sheet in the left of the current sheet, Control plus page down key to the sheet in the right of the current sheet, Control plus home key, it will going to point your insertion point to the beginning of the sheet, Control plus end key, it will going to point your insertion point to the end of the sheet. Now we can even move our insertion point with the help of the go to command. You have to press the F5 key and a go to command will appear. A dialog box will appear. You have to find the various options to reach a particular box. Normally we use row and column number, for example K5. You have to just write K5 there and finally press the go to button. It will going to place your insertion point in the K column 5th row. Okay, so when you're going to press the F5 key, a command box will appear, a dialog box will appear. You have to simply write there using the row and the column name number. Right, then it will going to place your insertion point to the current or the number name written in the box like this. For example, you are writing go to, these are the history where you will going to when you are going to write your reference here, it will going to come in this history. So if you are writing K18 and OK, K18 will going to place your insertion point to the K column and the 18th row. Now editing the cell, editing the data in a cell. How can we edit a data in a cell? We can directly edit the content of the cell. You can also edit the data by typing in the formula bar. You can change your edit your content, you can change the content, you can add the content in the formula bar, and it will going to reflect in the cell also. When you edit the content of a cell, Excel is operating in a edit mode. When you are doing any editing, when you are doing any changes in a cell, the Excel will going to change its mode to a edit mode. Some Excel features work differently or are unavailable in edit mode. So some commands will be different, some functions will be different in the edit mode, or it may happen that some commands are not available at the edit mode time. When Excel is in edit mode, the word edit appears in the lower left corner of the Excel program window. When you will going to open the edit mode, when you will going to edit any cell of an Excel, it will going to appear with a edit mode, and the edit will going to appear in the left hand side corner of the window like this. This is the window showing the edit mode. You can see here, when you are doing any editing in any of the sheet of workbook, it will going to write a edit here on the left hand side of the worksheet. Now we can even do the editing by overwriting on it. Click on the cell you want to do the editing, and secondly type in the new data and press the enter key to confirm any changes, and the content of the cell will be replaced by the new content. Now, using the undo command and the redo command, you are studying since class 3rd what is the undo command and what is the redo command. And the shortcut key for the undo command is Ctrl+Z. As you have made any changes in the worksheet, and in this way you want the reverse in the changes, then you have to place the undo command, that is Ctrl+Z. The undo button appears next to the save button on the quick access toolbar, and it changes the responses you just took. Okay, and after this we are having the redo command, and the shortcut key for the redo is Ctrl+Y. After using the undo button, you want to make any changes, you want to activate the redo button, then you have to reapply or undo what you have just did it. If you have any any rectification in your worksheet, with the undo command you want to reapply on it by using the redo command, that is Ctrl+Y. Now using the autofill, instead of entering the data manually every time, like if you want to enter the numbers from 1 to 100, you need not to write the datas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. You need not to fill the values manually. There is a function, that is a autofill, that will automatically fill your values as you will choose the cells, and it will going to follow the pattern also. It will take a weeks or the months, it will going to follow all the patterns, and it will going to fill all the data by itself only. Essentially, Microsoft Excel autofill lets you create spreadsheets more efficiently, allowing you to quickly fill the cells with a series of the data. You can quickly fill the series of the data in a Excel sheet. For example, they are saying how to speed through your spreadsheets by using the autofill feature. For example, they have given the divisions and in the January, north, south, east, west, and the total. You have to fill the spreadsheet now. Now, autofill feature is the best feature for copying formats and the formulas, filling in the list, dates, numbers, and more. It is the best feature for doing the filling the data or the filling the list. Being a new spreadsheet, add initial data is needed because you are working in the new worksheet, so you have to fill the at least the initial data. आपको initial data fill करना पड़ेगा, कहाँ से आपको numbering start करनी है, कहाँ से आपको month start करना है. So you have to give the initial to your cell. Select the cells that you want to do the autofill. Move the cursor to the bottom right corner of the cell. it will turn into a solid cross and a fill handle will appear. Notice how Excel fill the series months for you automatically. Drag the cursor across the cells so as many as you need. If you exceed the number of the cells needed, data will be repeated. If you were going to take the number of the cells more than your requirement, for example, if you are filling the weeks, so you have taken the initial of Sunday and you have chosen the number of the cells are 10. So after again Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it will going to repeat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because 3 more cells were there. So the autofill feature will going to fill the all the cells, how many cells you have selected. And when you will going to select all the cells and drag them downwards, fill handle will appear. A handle will appear, and that is called the fill handle. Like this, you can easily erase the data by dragging the cells back to the end. You can erase the data as you want. For example, if you are taking it like this, January, February, March, April, you need not to write it manually. They are not writing it manually. What they have done, they have just written the Jan. You have seen in the earlier sheets also, they have just written the Jan and they have dragged the mouse like this till December, and all the data will be filled by itself. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, this all will be filled automatically. Now filling in the cells. How you will going to fill in the cells? In the example below, one cell is already filled, and make the others match by selecting the fill cells and click the fill handle. This black color is called the fill handle. You have to take this black color box till the bottom and your cells will be selected. The now selected cells will most likely copy the data in the first cell. If you will take the cell and you will drag it to the downwards till the cell you want, it will going to copy the data as it is. It was north there, so it has copied all till north. Click the smart tag and select the option fill formatting only. This is your smart tag. This box you can see, this is your smart tag, and when you will going to open this from the plus sign, you will see the fill formatting and you can choose the option, whatever the option you want in your cells. For numbers in a series, follow step 1. If you want the number of the series like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, you have to take the cells like this. After clicking on this smart tag and select fill series, you have to click on the smart tag and you have to fill the series. The numbers will then be in a numeric order, like fill formatting only, fill without formatting, flash fill, copy cells. These are the options you have to select and it will going to fill the data according to your choice. Like fill formatting only, it means all the data will be filled with the formatting. Like if it's north, it will going to fill all the directions, north, south, east and west. If you are selecting any number 1, 2, 3, 4, it will going to fill all the series and tell the cells how many cells you have selected in that. Now how to save a workbook. As you work in a Microsoft Excel, you have to select you have to save your workbook to avoid any type of the risk for losing your data. If your computer crashes or power goes off, if anything happens, you should save your workbook. When you save your workbook for the first time, a dialog box will appear. You have to select the location. You have to give your file name, and you have to give your file name, and then you can press the save button and your workbook will be saved. Now we will going to see how can we save a workbook in a Windows Vista. Windows Vista is also an operating system. Nowadays we are not using this operating system, but we used this operating system before XP. Windows XP se pehle we used to work on this Windows Vista only. So how can we save our workbook there? Click the Office button, choose the save option from there. The save dialog box will appear. click the browse folder button. A dialog box will appear, and when you expand the save as dialog box, the dialog box will give you the navigation pane where you can select the folder where you want to save your file of the MS Excel. In the selected folder which you want to save the file, if you want to save the file or the workbook or the sheet, a new subfolder you can open there only, and you can save your file there also with your name. Type a descriptive name for the file in the file name box. You can give the file name and click the save button to save the file in the selected folder. This is the way when you will going to click on the save button. Well, first of all you have to click on the Microsoft Office button. After that you have to click on the save button. A dialog box will appear, and from this dialog box you can choose the locations. Either you are keeping your file in the documents or in the music or in the pictures, videos, or where or you're keeping your file. You have to give the file name here, and you have to just press the save button, and your file will be saved in your particular location. Please don't forget to select the location. You usually save your file and you used to forget your location, and then you say कि ma'am save नहीं हो रही है. No, it does not happen like this. You have to select the location and then you give the file name and then press the save button. How to close the workbook? If you're working in a workbook, you have to close your workbook also. What are the steps? Step 1, click on the file tab. A menu will appear. Click the close from there, or you can use the close window button on the workbook window. Step 2, you will see a confirmation to save the workbook. If you have not saved your workbook, they will ask you to save your workbook, and then it will going to close your workbook. If you want to save the changes, just click on the save, and if you don't want to save the changes, just click on don't save, else you click on cancel. If you want to save the changes, if you have opened my workbook, I have given you any workbook and you are opening that workbook and you are making any changes in that. So if you want to make, while saving time, while closing a workbook, they will going to ask you whether you want to save the changes that you have done or not. If you don't want to save, then just say no, we don't want to save the changes. Or if you want to save the changes, save the changes and you can save your workbook. And if you don't want to save the changes, click on the cancel button like this. File option is there. Just click on this close button, and then you will going to have an option of want to save the changes or don't want to save the changes. Class, go through with the tutorial briefly. If you face any problem, note it down somewhere or mark it in your book. When I'm going to explain this chapter, or I'm going to take the virtual session of this chapter, we will going to discuss the problems. Thank you.